Dwayne Rowsell, black stick. Is that the right terminology?
Yes.
Hockey, and founder and general manager, I think, of Studio Box.
There we go.
Welcome.
Thanks, Theon.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for coming in. Obviously, you've got a bit of history with us, being one of our sales guys. So way back to the dark ages with the brand, but you've obviously moved on and done lots of great stuff. So thanks for coming on. It's all pretty casual, just talking about your rituals and how things are going. But maybe first off, what about a little bit of plug Studio Box? Tell us what's going on there and how long you're going.
Of course. Well, yes. Maybe I'll just jump back. I got this phone call one day. I was living in Perth, and one of my best mates, Dan, was working. He was one of the first employee for Triumph and Disaster. He goes, "Bro, what are you doing over there?" I was like, "Well, I don't really have a job at the moment." "Bro, why don't you sell some skincare?" I was like, "Yeah, why not? Let's give it a go, man." Literally sent me over a little package, rolled around, signed up for 6 stores in the first week, which I was pretty stoked about, actually.
We were all pretty stoked about it, I think, from memory.
Yeah, in Perth, of all places. So then the phone call came, and Dwayne, what are your sort of plans in the next 12 months or next couple of years? Do you want to move to Sydney or Melbourne and run the business for us? And at the time, I'd taken a job with Mainfreight, so I had to hand in my notice on after working for them.
What a head! Here goes astray, mate.
So I moved to Sydney on the back of no sales experience, probably a year of using the product, so that was firsthand. Mate and I, did a couple of years or a year and a bit in Sydney, and then moved back to Auckland. And I can only say thanks so much for everything that I learned with my time with the brand Theon, and it definitely takes through to everything that I'm doing now with Studio Box. So thanks for that, and I appreciate everything that I learned there.
Oh, no worries. Thank you. You did a great job. So and I'm pleased to see. So tell us about Studio Box and what's it like being the boss now?
Yeah, well, it makes you think back to a lot of situations where you weren't the boss, you're a little shit employee. And what's the saying? That shoes on the other foot or something. Yeah, but hey, look, so Studio Box, I actually had a couple of boxing fights throughout sort of my 20s, and realised that there's
unbeaten.
Oh, one loss. 3 wins the record, and but it was the fitness side of it that really captured me, and so I was like, how can we deliver that to a lot more people than just sort of like one-on-one PT work? So had a client at the time who I started to voice some of my thoughts to, and we took that a lot further, a few coffees and whatnot, and then he was able to bring in one of his friends, and we got around and sort of created this idea of boxing that's non-intimidating, it's welcoming, and it's in an environment where it's dark, so you can't see the person working out next to you, which is one of those things in group fitness where it's like, oh, I'm going to be seen, but the room's completely dark. And then so we deliver like this high energy, like immersive boxing experience, which is sort of like the first of its kind in New Zealand. We did our research over in New York and the States, New York and LA, and we flew back, and the idea of Studio Box was sort of formed and created, and we were in the market 18 months later. And
the studio looks great. We've been in there, as you know.
Yeah,
it just looks amazing. So you've done a great job. So and just very innovative, and I think that also like a great way to exercise, right? Being in the dark, just a little bit in your own space. Really sort of feeling like no one's there watching or judging, apart from maybe yelling out the order.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's kind of for a while, it's kind of exercise has been made into a chore, or we're doing it for whatever reason. But we're seeing so many new faces come in,
Yeah,
a vast spread of people to, who just want to experience the mental and the physical benefit that boxing provides, because it's a whole lot more than just, going to lift weights. There's so much up here which helps out.
Yeah, just the ability to keep going and to stay
Yeah.
in that moment. And well, look, as a guy who sweats a lot, as you do, right? I mean, you're doing those workouts straight for the fitness, but how, and over time, obviously, you before I even employed you way back, I mean, you were one of those young, was it a metrosexual you were called back then? I don't know. It was you're probably too young than that. But certainly your group wasn't ashamed of using the moisturizer or a
no.
So you've had your routines and rituals for a while, but tell us where have you arrived at, and particularly from a guy who you haven't showers, you're sweating a lot, both in sport and in your business.
It's been interesting. I always felt biased, not that little bit of bias because you work for a skincare brand during it, but I'm 6 years out of it or 5 years out of it now, and I'm still using the same products. So that's where I've arrived to. I'm an absolute. I can't. My day. Well, maybe I'll start on my day because.
Yeah, start in the morning. What do you do?
Yeah, for me in the morning, depending, I've got a class. It's sort of like a 5 a.m. rise, and I'm in there, and it's like the peppermint, the face cleanser is just my go-to. I go morning and night just because I'm sweating a lot. I'm around a lot of people. So like that's my start to the day, and it's like it's that peppermint smell reminds me of sort of just something just so fresh, and it sort of picks me up. So generally get that on, and then I've been battling with this little cold shower to finish to like wash it off, which like I either win the day or some days I just can't face it, man. But like it's tough.
So what, you just turn the hot off?
Yeah, turn the hot off and just go straight cold to get it all off, and it kind of shocks the system and wakes me up, which I'm liking.
Wait, what put you onto that? Who put you onto sort of just that? Was just you made that up yourself just to wake up, or what's the?
I've got a couple of flatmates who are sort of tour around off the cold shower and trying to bring it into my, I guess, wellness routine a bit more to control, I guess, it really helps out my mental space, more sort of my stress levels, where if I can get my breathing right in the shower to that point where like I don't get out until I've not given in, until I've got control of that emotion to want to turn it back to hot. And that's kind of that fight or flight thing, where like if I can get it all under control, and then in the morning, like coming out of the cold shower, like man, I've won the cold shower. My breathing's like my nervous system's in a good space, so like I really enjoy.
How long does it take you to get it under control generally?
30 seconds.
So that's a long.
Seconds.
The cleanser will be well and truly off by then.
yeah, it's gone. So yeah, that's like my staple in the morning, and then I run through, the trusty old Game Face is that product. As a guy, I don't shave. 2 times a week I'll clean shave. Just my growth rate isn't high and growth area isn't too high, but like a shave, I do love it. Shave this morning, but the Game Face for me just traps all of the kind of provides that bit of moisture to my skin that like I can feel, and like I feel every day when I haven't, or when I don't put it on, I'm like I'm missing something. What happened this morning? Why does my face feel a bit bare? And it kind of just provides that moment of like, oh, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go. So that's like generally my main 2 products every day, and then I'll like give the hair a bit of a comb and throw in the Royale, the fiber there, with a bit more length in it now. I'm probably going to look to a pomade. Would that be the right?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, the fibre is really good for long as well. It depends on the pommade's going to give you that wetter look, you know.
Yeah.
As I don't, as you know, I don't tend to use any of them anymore. But yeah, that was the pomade will give you that wetter look. But you know, the fibre is good for long hair too. It's just a bit more natural,
Right.
But yeah, you're lucky you still have hair. Enjoy it while you've got it, mate.
Yeah, I am actually. I am going to enjoy it. I'm thinking of growing it a little bit more. But that could be one of those just things, you know, you're never too sure if you get there.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, that's right. I remember when I had long hair in my 20s. Those are the days. So you know, and tell me, like, just one thing around. So you've got your morning ritual, you've got your days. What about after a shower, or you know, how many? Because you know you're showering or sweating more than most, so you're doing it. You know, multiple times a day. You've got, you know, you've got work, you've got hockey practice, you get home, all those types of things. So, what about at the end of the day, say, or other times? Are you using anything sort of as a top up, or what's your go-to?
I guess like I'm showering probably 3 to 4 times a day, and so like I always find it's important then to moisturize after that, because I find, like, you know, just that much it can dry you out sweating that much, or you know, your pores. And so at night generally I love to chuck on, you know, the Dark Moon product. And so for me, like, you've educated me a bit on this, but I think, like, in layman's terms, it generally for me just feels that bit heavier, that's going to last the night and do a bit more work. It's like, opposed to the game face for the day is really nice. I'm sweating, it's lighter, but the night cream, I don't know, just gives you that extra layer, it feels, or something.
Yeah, and goes in deeper as well. You know, it's got like cool ingredients, swamp maple. So swamp maple is like a vehicle, so it gets them really rich in vitamin C. So it's got kakadu. So those two, the kakadu, vitamin C, gets in and helps. It basically is the way for your natural collagen production. You're young, you got no problems. You're still producing extra collagen and healthy. So, but actually clearing out that system and letting it evolve, that's part of the product. And but as that's when your body goes into repair, as you know, as a sportsman. You know, REM sleep, you know, that deep sleep that happens in the middle of the night, that's when your body drops into repair, not just for skin, but for the whole recovery process, you know. So, you know, the amount of workouts you're doing, you'll be working overtime there. But we sort of designed the product around that idea of, like, just getting in deep and providing a really good platform for your body to do what it wants to do naturally.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, it's good. I sort of like that one too.
Yeah.
As you get older, you need it more too.
Start to layer it on. But then there was this, you know, and then when I was always playing around, so like when I was back working, Dion never used to wear deodorant, and you know, Dan and I Sundays, what do you reckon? Are we going to get a deodorant soon? Because, like, the boss needs some, mate. But we're just talking around about the odor. But and it was just like working sort of joke, like, well, not joke. It was just kind of like, why do I need to wear it? And I really think so. I started to not wear deodorant, and I'll apply deodorant probably every couple of days. It's sort of where I'm not big on it to go every single day. But when I do, like, you know, I kind of really enjoy that moment because of the fragrance of the of this product. And I really, like, you know, if you're listening or whatever, challenge what you're putting underneath your armpits and why you're putting it there.
Well, don't you reckon? I mean, I just reckon, as a sports person, the thing when I looked at it, you know, you're meant to sweat, right?
Yeah.
When you sweat a lot,
yeah.
I do it now. Imagine being a sport. Imagine doing what you're doing and pushing all of that sweat back in under your arms and your body. It's just not meant to happen, right?
No.
So really, what we're trying to do is sweat is good. What we say with that is sweat is good, you know. And obviously, we don't want to smell. That's the odor we don't want, and particularly if you're in a working environment or an office. But I do really believe that you can manage that odor down just through the way you sort of look at yourself.
Yeah.
We develop for those just as a really natural. It does really the odor. It attacks the bacteria. So it attacks the bacteria that make it smell.
Yeah.
So smells actually the bacteria, the excretions of the bacteria. So it's not very good.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
So bacteria eats the proteins in the sweat. So anyway, it's so just getting rid of that. But yeah, I mean, I just think it's such a sensitive area, and under their arms, right near the nose.
Sorry, mate.
It's like it's the sweat.
Sorry. No, we can't hear. Sorry, I'm just on a phone call.
Business never stops, mate.
Yeah. Looking for a public toilet.
Yeah. So, well, look, that's probably a good segue, man. Like what I was going to ask you to finish with is like, so you're now in this business. You've made the transition. You're out on your own. Well, obviously it's a crazy time in the world right now, but just give us one. What's your biggest insight so far in the world of business, or your biggest learning? Same thing really.
Oh, biggest learning. I'd have to go. It comes from. I was sort of just about to jump into Studio Box like big time when I went and gave you a visit, Dion, to tell you about it. And at that stage, it's ideas, it's things all happening, and going into business. And you just said you gave me this just if you're going to fail big. And what your advice was like going around was like, it's going to be uncomfortable to put yourself out there as a young business owner, especially into the fitness world. You've got an innovative new product. You're challenging the way people have exercised for years. So you're going to have to suck that up. You're going to have to believe in yourself and uncomfortably and unashamedly put yourself out there to succeed. And ultimately, by doing that, you have such a better chance of success. But I've noticed that times where I've gone inside or doubted myself, actually, it's just my head playing with me. It's like, man, suck this up. You've got this wicked space in Newmarket, 250 square meters in Newmarket. You've got the best fitness concept in New Zealand. Believe in yourself and sort of don't doubt any step that you're going to take. So
well, and it's true, right? There's no, and I guess that's it. It's like, you can't. Well, it was a great saying, was it? You can't cross the chasm in two small jumps.
Yeah.
You've got to go. And I think that's probably what I was meaning. You just got to go big. Otherwise, otherwise you will fail because you haven't given it everything.
Yeah.
No, that's well, man. I mean, look. It's great to catch up. You're doing a great job. Anyone who does watch this to the end, get out to the Studio Box. It's bloody amazing, and just a really, really great fun place to take a few friends along because you're in the dark, so you can sort of lie at the end how hard you're going. But no, it's a great concept. So I mean, honestly, very proud to see how you're going, Nos, and also very proud to see you're still using the products and repping the brand. So
yeah, mate, of course.
Take time. We'll be in the teams. I've got them all hooked up now, so we're going to come in and sneak on the Studio Box Challenge. So we'll see you soon.
Mate. Sounds good. Thanks, Dion. Thanks for having me. Triumph and Disaster.
Stay cool, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Mate.